Hey y'all, good morning. Good morning. What's going on? I'm a little behind. My computer running a bit slow, but what's up? How is everybody doing? How is everybody doing? Y'all ready to talk about yet another crazy and confusing episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta? We are definitely going to be getting into it, of course, because that's why you guys are here, right? That's why everybody is in the building. We are going to talk about it. I'll be coming on screen in just a second. All right. Give me just a second and I will be on shortly. Definitely like up the video and subscribe if you're not already subscribed to the channel. All right. Y'all let me know how y'all feeling about the episode though. I know there are people on the show that folks can't stand. I completely understand that. Well, a little bit. I understand it and I don't understand it. But I mean, it's entertaining nonetheless. It gets us all in our different fields, whether it's annoyed, we laughing, you know what I'm saying? It still makes for decent TV for the moments, you know what I'm saying? Um, but child, can I say this? And y'all gonna be mad at me, y'all gonna be wanting to fight me, but listen, we don't have to fight all the time, you know? Sometimes I be feeling like y'all RHOA fans be acting like Barbs. Y'all be like, go against such and such, it's gonna cost you. Like, calm down, people. Calm down. Okay? Calm down. Just a little peace. Okay. Somebody said the whole cast is finally clocked in. Okay. Okay. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Let's see what else. So we toss her over married to medicine, but I don't have a Faye for Real Housewives besides Faye. Okay. Okay. Well, come on. Faye Everett. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. I'm coming, y'all. I'm coming on. Give me a second. I'm coming. One second. That's crazy. Go against Porsha and they want your soul. Not want your soul, girl. Not they want your soul if you go against I'm on the floor. Not they want your soul. La, 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 la. That's crazy. I thought I had Drew tweets up a second ago. Did I not? Because Drew got down to the social media and she had some things to say. Okay. Let me get on camera real quick. Hey y'all, what's going on? I am here. I am in the building. I am ready to chat. First of all, y'all got into the video. Miss Kelli came out about those allegations with the pastor, the preacher, whatever he is this week or next week, allegedly. Okay, she kind of addressed it. Some people felt like she didn't address it enough. But I felt like she did. I felt like she kind of just like denied it. Like anything y'all saying happened. Like I don't play with that type of stuff. I know what it's like for somebody to do that to me is what I took it as. So I don't play with that. So don't put that out there about me because that's not true. So, one thing about these shows though, we gonna believe whatever it is we want to believe though. So she could be lying. She could be telling the truth. I don't know. Porsha could be lying. Porsha could be telling the truth. It's all up to whatever I guess we choose to believe, honey. Um, Drew Sidora, she got down to the social media, and this is what she said. Let me see if I got it, if my screen is showing it accurately over here. Okay, great. So she says tonight's episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta is messy from start to finish. Trust me. Okay. She says the crime and the punishment still is not adding up to me. To this day, I still don't understand the situation. How I'm supposedly scheming and plotting, saying you was talking to somebody when those words never even came out of my mouth. So make it make sense. Okay. She also says she took every opportunity to come at me hard when I wasn't even giving her that type of energy. You wanted to throw every read and every jab in the book at me. Meanwhile, I was just sitting there confused by the whole situation, trying to figure out where all this was even coming from. All right. So, child, they was really over there thumping, wasn't it? Girl, okay, Michelle was on Miss Drew head, and it does look a bit confusing. I'm sorry, it's not adding up, but we're gonna go ahead and get into this video. Okay. So let's start off with Kelli. Okay, because Kelli, she goes to well, we're gonna see her at Nana's Chicken and Waffles. Y'all know she has or had two locations. One was in Sandy Springs, the other is in McDonough, and I think that's where they were. The one in McDonough, right? So she's sitting with her Nana as well as her mom. She says her mom is very instrumental, right, when it comes to running her businesses. Okay, her mama helped run her life, and now she got to help run these businesses too. Okay, she brings up her financial woes, and she says that she filed for child support, which is over $50,000. It's over $50,000. And I do believe that he went to jail for that. Her ex-husband, I do believe he went to jail for not paying that or having that money. But then also she talked about how he kind of threatened her, in front of the judge. And that was a part of it, like he went to jail for that too. So I don't know. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm not saying this man did this, okay, child. This. I don't know what I don't know, but the way last episode, I think it was last episode, or was it last episode? Maybe it wasn't last episode. I know that I had been going back watching the season from the beginning, and with watching the season from the beginning, um, I remember Kelli saying that her husband did an interview with Tasha and she didn't like that. But also around that same time, he was doing other interviews with like the Shade Room and stuff. So it's really giving that he throwing a little bit of salt on her name. So now I have to question Porsha, where you had Porsha, where you had found that information out about Kelli allegedly messing with the pastor preacher person down to the pulpit. Now I'm not saying her husband put this out there or said anything about her, or I don't know. But I just wonder, because I said, baby, the way things are going on this show and the way that Kelli and Porsha are at odds, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody from this side tiptoed over into them DMs and shared some information, whether it's true or false. I won't put that past nobody, especially if that person, one, ain't paying child support, throwing salt on your name during these interviews because they feel like they need to clear their own name, and then restricting you from being able to use your children in the show. I don't know. I just have questions. So either way, she feels like she can't figure things out financially and says that it's affecting her mental. I'm sure. I am sure it's affecting your mental 1000%. Okay. Then you just buy your daughter all these Birkins or something last year. Your daughter going off to college. You probably want to help pay for that. Hopefully, she didn't have to get student loans, but maybe she did. I don't know. We don't know how much the restaurant is really bringing in comparison to her bills, her looking after her parents and stuff. Then she got all these girls, and we don't know what Real Housewives is really paying her. So she got a lot going on. She got a lot going on. And then, there was situations that came out about the finances of opening up this new spot. I believe the landlord was saying she hasn't paid some money or something. Coming to find out, the money was going to get paid and that the Chicken and Waffles location in Sandy Springs was going to open. It did open, and then it ended up closing shortly after, which is something that, as I recall, going back watching it, Porsha hinted at that when they were on the bus and they were going back and forth. Porsha said something about her business being closed. So I guess it was closed at that time. It didn't stay open much longer. But either way, Kelli comes to us in the confessional with a white t-shirt on, and I was confused. I understand it's Tom Ford, but It could have been like a bit more bedazzled. I'm just confused on what the fashion statement was with that for a confessional. I think that's cute. Wear your Tom Ford. We've seen a lot of women do it. I feel like Sierra will wear like an oversized shirt with some boots or whatever. Like you can make it cute, maybe some shorts underneath possible. But when it comes to a confessional, we really seeing you from the chest up. So we want to see you bring it. And I hated her makeup. I'll be honest. Like the makeup was given, she did it herself. And it was, I'm like, Kelli, did you come to us to show us just how much you really struggling or something like that? That you had to wear a t-shirt and do your own makeup and put your half wig on and curl your own hair? That's kind of what it seemed like a little bit. I was like, damn, my girl going through it. And I really hate that for her. So she says that she can no longer film with her daughters, which is why we see her bringing in her mother and her grandmother, and then her oldest daughter, who's not his child. Thank God she could film with her. And I honestly feel like filming with your oldest daughter, to me, is more beneficial right now than filming with your younger kids. And y'all let me know you may feel differently, because I feel like the older girl got more going on. She's coming into her own. She's becoming an adult. She is in college and stuff. So I feel like it's a lot of different things that you could film with that oldest daughter that's going to fill in whatever gaps you think that you're missing with filming with your younger kids. So yeah, like, I mean, it's fine, right? I do feel like with Kelli having all of this financial stuff going on and her, being open about what the baby daddy may be putting her through, the ex-husband, all this and that, I feel like that's the reason why I kind of want her to stick around a little longer, because she really needs the coin. At least that's how it looks. She really does need this money, and I'm here for it. And if you gotta eat, whether people like it or not, if you gotta go for one of the big dogs, it is what it is. Just go for one of the big dogs to continue to secure that check. Okay. Kelli been going for the big dog, which is Porsha, since season one. I'm sorry. Well, her season one, right? Since last year, she's been on Porsha head. Even when Shamia told her, you need to chill out. That's my friend. Like, you need to calm down on that. Right? She hasn't. Which is interesting, because once upon a time, like last year around this time, no, it was like in April. I remember I came across the video of Porsha and Kelli hanging out, and they was all smiles. They was all in the camera and stuff. They was cheesing. Let me see. Do I have that video? I do have that video. They was over there calling themselves Ping and a Pong. So what had happened? What had happened? What happened, ladies?
Carolyn, our amazing violinist. Thank you to Alan, who's on the saxophone.
And they look so cute. Like, what had happened? This had to have happened before Porsha saw the after show. So maybe Porsha thought it was good. When you do the after show, you're rehashing old episodes. A lot of what you may think is going to, resurface, or whatever the case was. However you felt about that particular scene, you're reiterating what you already said. And Porsha felt a way about Kelli saying she sleep with married men, or whatever the case is, right? So I mean, I'm like, y'all was ping and pong. Y'all was like on the up and up, but maybe either Porsha entered the season and needed to have something to come at Kelli about, so she utilized that in an effort to bring forth some information she got about her, or Porsha just happened to see it and was like, BIT, I thought we was good. Why the fuck would you get up in that after show and say that about me? Okay, I got your look. So, right. So that's what they got going on. But all in all, I feel like Kelli should stay. Now, Kelli is dating. All right. Catch this, y'all. She's dating somebody with the alias called Jarvis. Now, it seems like everybody that met him but the viewers, or at least her immediate circle, right? K. Michelle talked about it on Watch What Happens Live. I believe Shamia has met him. Her mom and grandmother has met this guy. And she said that this is somebody she's been dating for over a year. And I believe, y'all correct me if I'm wrong now, I believe that she said she was dating this man exclusively, right? So who the hell you brought the not K house, but Porsha house on the second episode? Who the hell was that? You been dating somebody exclusively and then you're gonna bring this young man? So if you're keeping his identity still, who the hell was that guy? Did he know you was bringing that guy to the dinner? To the open house or whatever Porsha had? Now, I will say this, as far as the identity being private, I don't fault Kelli for keeping it private for the moment. As of right now, I'm okay with it. I can't say how long I will be okay with it if you're going to be on reality TV, but I'm okay with it in this moment. And the reason for that is because of the antics of the husband, according to Kelli. How he has shown up, how he has potentially shown his ass, how he has restricted, her from using the kids. He's suing Bravo for defamation, and it's certain things that he's done allegedly based on what Kelli is saying. And because of that is the reason why I probably would keep him private a little longer too if I can. Right? Yeah, know that I am dating somebody, right? But as far as his identity, I'm not ready to give that to y'all yet because of those reasons. That's what I'm thinking, right? Now, if she goes on another season or two, it depends on how her season is next year, right? And if you ain't got nothing going on, he gonna have to come out. Okay, you're gonna have to bring somebody on the show. We may get tired of that. All right. Now, with Kelli dating this guy for a year or so, a little over a year, however long she said, I believe she said over a year. Then I begin to question the story that Porsha brings to the front, right? Because when you say that you've been dating this guy exclusively for over a year, then I would want to believe, and I could be wrong, that there was some time overlap with the previous year's BET Awards, right? Now, when they filmed the show, it was in the fall of 2025. So when Porsha was talking about the BET Awards, I don't know if she was talking about 2025 or 2024. Because I could have sworn she said last year at the BET Awards. So I would think that she was talking about 2024. So then my question is, were you dating that guy seriously at that time? If so, would that debunk what it is that Porsha is saying? Or is what Porsha's saying true? And then you got with this guy shortly after said situation happened. Okay. Just wondering, because that's what she said. And also, while we talking about the guy, let me go back just a little piece, okay? Let me go back just a little piece. Remember when she brought the guy, I think his name could have been Trey, to Porsha's house? And K Michelle was looking like Trey, like, hey, Trey, or whatever. Because y'all know one thing K Michelle gonna do is let people know that she know folks. Why she needed to say that Trey was everybody's man? I don't know, but it gives the same vibes of when people were talking about Drew and the guy sitting on the phone with Drew for a long time. And then K Michelle opened up about how the guy be all up in her DMs. Okay, girl. Okay. Anywho, let's keep going. So Kimberly and Caston, they're at the dentist office, and she talks with him about Dallas and how things went. And she says that she was very calm with her presentation to the ladies. And he like, is everybody else gonna agree with that? Hell no. Cause truth be told, she showed her ass, Caston. She came down there and showed her ass just a little bit. Okay. They do the flashback of Kimberly, because I'm gonna start calling her Kimberly. I gotta work on that. Kimberly. They do the flashback of Kimberly talking to Phaedra about how they were waiting to confront her, right? Now, keep in mind, in the previous episode, she said Porsha, Phaedra, and Drew were the ones preparing to plot against her, right? But when she's talking to Phaedra, what she says is Porsha and Drew were the plotters, but you knew about the plot. I'm like, that's not what you said, Kimberly. Kimberly, you didn't say that, Kimberly. Kim, that's not what you said, girl. That is not, speaking of Kim, girl. Let me see if I got that video. But Kimberly, that's not what you said. You said all three of them was in on the plot. Like all three of them was finna plot on you. Not that Phaedra just knew about it. She was in on it, like active. That's how I took it. Okay. So now it leads me to question, well, which one is it, Kimberly? Okay. Before we move on, as we're talking about Kim, this Kim over here had some claims about you, Kimberly. Okay. And I just want you to hear what she had said.
What's the situation with you and K Michelle? K Michelle was up here and
she said she was almost the baby's godmama.
Yeah, she was like, she was almost your child's
I didn't even know y'all was that tight.
She said she was almost the baby's godmom. Yeah. You done asked her, and then
he said, tell the truth.
That chick is a bag of pecans.
Not a bag.
A trail mix. You know, what when you eating a trail mix and you like all of the nuts that you like, you eat, and the nuts that you can't stand, that's just back in the. She's the bag of nuts that you put back in the.
Like a black jelly bean?
Yeah, like a black jelly bean.
Oh.
She is nuts.
Yo, ain't that funny, Charlamagne?
My son, she is so nuts. You are liable to see her skipping. Who skips? Who skips? No, she gets nuts, yo. I mean, first of all, why would I ever make her my child's godmother? I've only met this woman one time.
No.
Come on.
One time in person.
No.
We talk on the phone, you know, after that because she was a fan of mine. You know, I appreciate that. Anybody who shows me love, I'm going to show major love back. And so we never had, first of all, let's clear this up. Let's get this straight right now. We never had a conversation about her being my child's godmom. Wow. I don't know you. I don't know you. Like, I don't know you. Why would I do that? And then she said she called me. Let's just clear this up, too. If she had called me, we would have never been in that predicament. If she had called me and said, yo, Kim, I was on Twitter and I said some things and your fans is coming at me sideways. Yo, can you check them? Out of respect for our relationship, because I don't know her that well, but you know what I mean? We were trying to develop something. Out of respect for that, I would have said something to my fans if she had called me, texted me. When I watched what she was saying, I said, this chick is having a conversation with herself.
Yikes. That's crazy. I don't think you're a bag of pecans, Kimberly. I don't think that. That may be what Big Kim think, but I don't think that about you. Okay? Well, that's crazy. Let's keep going. Phaedra sitting up there looking confused as hell because she like, girl, I ain't know nothing about nothing that's going on. Please. Now, why am I in it? Why am I in? Why are you bringing me into this? I don't know nothing that's going on. Now, what I did appreciate Phaedra saying, though, was that, hey, listen, I'm not going to say that it didn't happen. I'm just saying that I'm not aware of nothing that you're talking about. Okay? And I feel like with Phaedra saying that, to me, is like everything is possible in this land of reality TV. It could be all kind of plots. Like that's what the people do. I'm just saying I'm not privy to a plot, but I ain't saying it didn't happen because it could have. I just ain't got nothing to do with it. Okay? So there's that. So Kimberly says that she's willing to deal with Phaedra because she knows when to tap out. It turns her on when people know not to play with her. Well, then why do we have this energy for Drew Sidora? Drew ain't been wanting a problem since you got there, it seems like. Okay? Now, I will say, I don't think Drew has taken the initiative to really get to know you, but I don't think you've taken the initiative to really get to know her either. You know what I'm saying? But it's clear she don't be wanting a problem, so I'm confused why she don't get that same energy. I don't know what that's about. I don't know what that is about. But okay, girl. Let's get to Phaedra, Angela, Porsha, and Drew. Okay, first of all, I need people to understand the lateness of Phaedra's wigs. The way the team be doing Phaedra right. Now, y'all told her up at the reunion. Don't put your hands on me. Y'all told Phaedra up at their reunion, so it's only right that y'all come back and redeem yourselves because Miss Ma'am has been on point. And I can appreciate it. That wig Porsha had on when she came to the table, yes, ma'am. I said, girl, is this go naked? Is it gonna come cut like that and parted like that too? Is it? Let me know. Okay. What is this? Looked good. I said, come on, ladies. Loved it. All right. I call these ladies Andy's child. Okay. Because they damn sure not Destiny's child, but they are giving Andy's for sure, okay? So Phaedra decided she was going to update the ladies on Kimberly and the scheme that was set up to come to her by way of Porsha and Drew. Now, keep in mind, Phaedra is relaying this information to the girls as if she only knew that they were the only ones to plot on Kimberly. Not really herself, but just Porsha and Drew. Y'all were the ones to be plotting on Kimberly, right? She says it's obvious that somebody is telling her something. And Porsha said, yeah, those are the voices in her head. That's what's going on. Like, she hearing too much. It's too loud up there. Something going on up there. I don't know. But ain't nobody telling her that. You know what, Porsha? I'll take that. Because you could have easily did what Angela did and said, Shamia, 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 and you didn't even do that. You when you had the chance to blame Shamia, you didn't even do that. You just said it's the voices in her head. And you know what? I'll take that because it probably is. Because to me, I just feel like Kimberly is still scarred from things that's happened in her life from past relationships, just a little bit. She's still like, even though like some of the stuff she says could be valid, but she still has a little bit of that in her. She's still working. She's still healing, child. She's still working through some things. Okay. Let me pause that. But either way, that's what's going on. All right. Let's see what else. So Porsha says that she was trying to look out for Kimberly. And she says that she wanted, and basically, like, I want to look out for her, you know, as a big sister and where she's trying to go in this, I guess, Bravo universe and with her career. Like, I wanted to look out for her, have her back, whatever the case is, you know, but shame on me for trying to be a big sis to her. Right. So she also, this is what Porsha says, and she also goes on to say, you know, Kimberly wants another level of friendship, but she's not ready for it. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. I don't think that not with her, because I feel like she could have had a better friend. I understand her feeling a way about Porsha if she feel like Porsha has displayed certain things to her that makes her be on pause with it. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't feel like Drew has done anything to you, and you've even given a pass and made room for Phaedra just a little bit. So I don't know. I need to know more. Like, I feel like we're gonna have a lot of questions for her at the reunion. Cause I just need to know what's going on. I feel like she does want that next level of friendship, but some part of me feel like she may be held back from past friendships. But she has a good friendship with Pinky. And then it's also like it doesn't seem like she hangs with a lot of women. And I would think that she has good relationships with women. Like, she was raised with her sister. Her and her sister are super close. So excuse me for making that as an assumption that she would have good relationships with women, but it still shows up that she's still hurt and has to show up on guard based on how previous relationships or friendships worked out or didn't work out, you know? So she just got to work on that. Let me see what else I want to say. I think that was pretty much it. All right. Porsha and Lauren, we're over there at Porsha's house at this point. Okay. Her daughter talking about she want a lizard. Child, I said, no, she don't. Baby, when that man brought that snake in there and Porsha got to screaming along with the girls, I said, baby, their reaction was so natural because he would have had to take it up out my house, pack it up, and take it back out. I thought you was bringing a lizard, not a snake. What's going on? Okay. And Pilar, what you got going on that you want these type of things up in the house? Who introduced you? You be around them white kids a little too much, let me not. But what you got going on that you want to bring lizards and snakes and all this up in the house? You don't want no dog? You don't want a piece of a cat? A little hamster? You want a lizard? What's going on? Okay. Porsha and Lauren sitting down. Okay, they're talking about her candidates. Mike wants kids. Porsha does not. Well, Porsha didn't really say she didn't want any more kids, but she does not want to carry any more kids. That is her issue, right? That's a deal breaker that it seems like Porsha's okay with it being broken, right? She talks about Sway and how Sway does want kids, and maybe Sway will be open to carrying the kids too. True, right? She let me say this. No, yeah, let me keep going. So she then goes on to talk to her sister about her eggs. Like, let me use your eggs. So she's like, girl, I ain't got that many left. Like, I need all my eggs for me. Girl, I know that's right. But also at the same time, Porsha, what happened to them eggs you had last year when you and Simon were thinking about having kids? What happened to those eggs? Are they embryos now? Like, what happens with that? Because remember, Shamia asked you about that last season, but you didn't really want to go into detail about it. you just pretty much shut down the conversation. And I feel like there were so many things that you could have educated us on. So what happened to the embryos? Did you have any eggs left over from that? Would you be open to surrogacy? Also with those embryos, do y'all just lose the money? Do you donate the embryos for somebody else that wants to have a child? Like, what happens with the embryos that were brought together from you and Simon? Did he get full control of the embryos? Was that a part of the prenup? Does he get them? Did they go with you? We see that you got the house, but did you get the embryos? Where are they? Do you send them to go with the lab for further research in other medical cases and studies? Like, what happens with that? I just feel like it's so much we could have learned. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? What's going on with that? I don't fault her for not wanting to have no more kids, though. She said she just got this body right, and I'm with her on that. Right? But what happened to the eggs that you probably could have put in somebody else? Also, let me say this. When we're talking about, or when Porsha's talking about, dating Sway and then dating Mike, in that moment, I'm like, yo, Porsha could have did the Bachelorette. She could have did Bachelorette or Queen's Court. Damn you, Sway. Damn you. Because now you done came into the picture and it looked like she sold. And I feel like you may have robbed the people of a piece of good entertaining TV, just a little piece. Just a little bit, girl. But I could have seen Porsha doing, if she may not have done good over there on Trader's Child, but maybe she could have finessed something with the Bachelorette. Maybe. Has anybody from Bravo been able to go over to ABC? Because, once you locked in with one network, sometimes it may be a little difficult to, go over to another network and all of that stuff. I mean, well, I think Nene did, but it wasn't reality TV. I think Nene went on to do, what was that show, Glee? So that was like a scripted television show. So maybe that's different. But, I mean, worst case, she probably could have did a Queen's Court with some of the other ladies or something. You know what I'm saying? But either way, it is what it is, child. That's what they got going on with those two. All right. What else? Shamia and this surrogacy. Let's talk about this surrogacy visit. Shout out to the people in the chat. All right, we got about 600 of you guys in the chat. But child, we don't even got 300 likes. So if you could take this time to go ahead and like up the video for your girl, that would be great. But yeah, Shamia's surrogacy visit. Let's get into it. So she shows up there and Kelli arrives. And when Kelli arrives, you could tell they already had like a conversation or something where Shamia wasn't fully at ease, because Kelli comes in and she's like, hey girl, it was just how she said it. And she embraced Shamia and she immediately starts to cry. I really do like the friendship between these two ladies. I think that it's a genuine friendship between them. I like it. They hug, she starts crying, she's really anxious. So what I did not know was that it was 5 failed transfers, right? 5. I was like, damn, 5? I don't know why I thought it was just like 1. And maybe I'm thinking 1 because we only saw that one young lady come on the show last year. But 5 failed transfers? Damn. That's a lot. That's a lot, right? And they only have 1 male embryo left. And she know her husband really wants a son, right? So this is the moment that Kelli starts to pour into her and everything, supporting her and stuff. And to me, Shamia seems to be under a lot of stress to produce a child, or at least, produce a son. And I don't know if that's really pressure from her husband or if that's pressure from Shamia herself. Because it does seem like Shamia shows up like she owes her husband a lot. Based on how he's shown up, elevated her life, right? Supported all her endeavors, put $100,000 behind, your musical career, supporting you, going over here, being an announcer for the Atlanta Hawks or whatnot that she does. And then you turn around and you may be on the radio station sometimes with Big Tigger, right? So you got the Hawks, you got Big Tigger, you got acting, you got you being a singer, right? Then you got you wanting to start a rum company. You're hanging out with different people. Like, you got a lot on your plate. And honestly, it looks like that husband Jordan really supports her in those things, at least to me, right? And because of that, I feel like she adds the extra pressure on herself to produce this child. Now, granted, she knows he wants a son, but then the question is, if he didn't have a son, what would that look like? Because she did ask him this in the closet, 2 episodes back, like, hey, what if, it doesn't take this time, right? And he says, well, he said, we'll have to figure something else out or something like that. He said, or yeah, I think he said, we'll have to figure something out or whatever. Right. I guess we'll go. And I took that as, I guess we'll look at the other options that are on the table. And maybe those are some of the options that Shamia and he have not discussed because they're banking so much on this working out with the embryos that they do have. Right. Um, But yeah, that's what I'm starting to think. Like, I don't know. He could be putting pressure on her. I don't know. But from me watching, it looks like she's adding a lot on herself because she knows she be doing too damn much. And he supports her in a lot of what she does. And I think she thinks if I give him this child, this son, then maybe that'll make me feel better about all the shit that I got going on that he be funding and this, that, and the other. Possibly. Okay. Maybe not. I could be wrong. She does speak on being involved in a lot, and she talks about that. Then she also goes into acting, right? And she says that that he's having a hard time. So I guess she had like a movie premiere. He knew about the movie. They go see it, and he sees her in a sex scene, right? He couldn't really take it. He didn't really like that. He said, that kind of made me feel uncomfortable seeing you do that and stuff. And I'm not surprised. I mean, a lot of people aren't gonna have partners that are like Jada and Will, right? That's going to tell you, get in there and do your thing. Make me look good. Everybody's not going to have partners like that. So I'm not surprised that he may have felt the way. I'm sure a lot of people in Hollywood has partners that's like, oh, you got a sex scene in that movie? I don't even want to see it. I'm sure some of them may choose not to see it at all. Kelli asked her if she's going to quit acting, right? And I don't think she has to do that at all. I think she could put in certain parameters within her contract and she can let them know what she will and will not do. Hey, can y'all hire me a photo double for these sex scenes? If she wants to cater to, I guess, how her husband feel or whatever, even though that does come with acting, they want you to commit to all the scenes, but also for situations where actors may feel uncomfortable, they do get photo doubles for those situations. So she could get a photo double to stand in and do the sexual scenes or whatever the case is. Um, yeah, so I mean, she don't have to necessarily quit at all, right? Kelli tells her that she respects Gerald, but she also tells Shamia, like, you got a life outside of him and a career. Right? She says, but I wouldn't think that he would want you to stop your career. And I'm like, I won't want to believe that he would want her to stop it either. Shit, especially the way he been supporting her and all the shit she been doing. So I would think he would want her to continue to do it. Right? Because I feel like he probably would have cut that out a long time ago, in my opinion, right? In my opinion, it's not fact, it's just mine. But I feel like he would have tried to get her to cut all of that out a long time ago, especially when they had Shiloh and understanding the medical situations that she had and has. So he probably would have been like, you need to cut this out, you need to cut that out, and it doesn't sound like he's restricted her at all. If anything, he supported her in doing more, joining Real Housewives of Atlanta, doing this musical career, now starting a rom company. Instead of holding her back from stuff, it seemed like he's supporting her in more stuff. So I'm sure he wouldn't want to take away acting. You know what I'm saying? But he's just expressing how it made him feel uncomfortable watching her do those things. Okay, but we'll just have to see. We'll see. She's definitely tying a lot of her worth, in my opinion, to her being able to bring forth this son for her. But I don't want her to put too much of that on herself because y'all are not in control at the end of the day. You weren't in control with how things panned out with Shiloh. You're not going to be in control, or you weren't in control with the 5 failed transfers. And I'm sure he highly understands that. And then now here you are with the last one. If it does not work out, which I'm hoping that it has, and that's something she just hasn't told us yet. Maybe that's something we're only 8 episodes in. Maybe that's something we'll see as the season progresses. Or maybe at the reunion. Hopefully they do have somebody that's pregnant and far along in the trimesters to produce the son for them. We don't know. Haven't heard anything, but I just don't want her to walk around with that heavy weight on her like that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I can't get a lot of a read on Gerald, honestly, to make it appear as though he doesn't want to be married to her or he doesn't like her anymore, because he seems like a man of very, very little words. And because of that, he may come off as nonchalant. But I don't know. You know, I don't know. I don't know. Y'all probably know better than me, child. Okay. But best of luck to everybody. All right. And what else is, oh, and then I also wanted to highlight the fact that I do understand her being extremely emotional and stressed by it, because I am starting to equate to me, and y'all people that may have been through it, I have not. So y'all let me know your thoughts on this, but I'm starting to see why it may be so heavy on her outside of Gerald, right? Because with 5 failed transfers, it's kind of equivalent to me, in my opinion, Chad, to some women that may have suffered miscarriages. So they may see themselves as a failure a little bit, when things don't work out when it comes to bringing a child forth. So maybe that's what's on her mind too. It may not be much of a different feeling that a woman that may have suffered 2 or 3 miscarriages, or even one. Some people just feel like they're a failure. Their body's a failure, or this is a failure. I'm sure she may think something is wrong with the embryos or whatever. She may also make that her fault too. So I just wanted to highlight that. But either way, let's get to Sway and Porsha. What we learned is that they met each other years ago. Years ago, and Porsha went ghost. Now they're revisiting this connection between the two. And can I say, in my personal, when it comes to this connection between Sway and Porsha, it's given one of the best connections I've seen Porsha have. Out of all the people Porsha has brought on the show, I like the connection between her and Sway. Okay, I'm like already like it gives a more real than her bringing damn Mike on. It's like, Porsha, we never needed Mike. Just like we never needed Black, we didn't need those people. We didn't need those people at all. They both give Renamin. Yes, they do. They do. They do. And I feel like Porsha may have brought Mike on the show because I don't believe they were dating, because she couldn't even get her story right when the lady started asking questions at the dinner she had at her house. I feel like she brought him on the show because she wasn't 100% comfortable yet in stepping out in that full-blown relationship with Sway. I really feel like she brought him in as like some cushion in a sense. Like, I don't know, like a little shield just a little bit. But I do feel like I mean the connection seems to be I like the connection between them. They seem to like each other. It's just different. I don't know. So Sway opens up and talks about how I think Porsha said she may want kids or something like that, like 5 or 6 years down the line or something. I think she said. Sway like, slow down. I want mine in about a year or so. Okay. Good to hear Sway say that. Good to hear Sway say that she wants to carry. I don't know how involved Porsha should be, because if that relationship breaks up, that will be Sway's child. Sway can go on about her life with that child, and Porsha does not have to be held accountable, or I will hope not, or financially responsible for that child, unlike Sherri Shepherd. Was it Sherri Shepherd, y'all? When she was leaving the man, and I think they had went and got a surrogate or something like that, and she didn't want the child. I don't know I think it was her, right? I'm not sure, but either way, because I think Sherri still has to pay some money, like child support, and I think she may even still have to pay alimony. I'm not sure. And so it was Sherri. Okay, so hopefully Porsha can escape unscathed, right? Sway said something to her about, I guess, what they are or whatever it was. I can't remember what was said, but it led Porsha to be like, "Are you proposing?" And I'm like, Porsha, no, 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 no. We don't need third time's a charm. We need two's a lesson. We don't need third time's a charm. Okay? Have fun. Have fun. Mm-mm. 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 Y'all could do I mean, y'all could do some type of ceremony or something like that. But girl, do not go down there and sign no paperwork. Porsha, you have been through 2 divorces. Okay, that took a long time in my personal to get out of, longer than needed. And it's just too much paperwork and financials. And with whatever legacy that you were building, I just don't think you should attach it to nobody else. And that goes for Sway too, who's also building her own legacy. I just like, let's just wear the rings and make the Instagram post. Wear the rings, take the pictures, Instagram posts. That's it, girl. That's it. The only paperwork y'all should have in my personal is any businesses y'all decide to do together. But outside of that, I know you be ready to be locking it down, because that's the type of girl that you is. But you ain't got to do that. Okay? You with a different type of partner. Let's do some different types of things. Okay? It's that simple. Let's keep going. So Phaedra does this sound bowl Reiki, however you say it, type of thing. Okay? Kimberly and Pinky, they headed out, child. They on their way. Kimberly tells Pinky about her ex-man, which is Nosh. Y'all know Nosh when she did Queen's Court or whatever. Nosh was a very handsome man. And you could tell K. Michelle wasn't letting a lot of the men get very far. But I really was hoping she would pick Nosh, because he just seems like, okay, like that's one you should really get to know on a deeper level, Kimberly. So I really wanted Kimberly to pick Nosh, but that didn't work out. But when she says that they are still good friends, I can believe that. He does give those type of vibes. Like he's just a cool guy, good friend, all of that, right? So Kimberly says that she got a call from Nosh, who told her that he had been talking to Porsha. Then she switched it and said he had been dealing with Porsha. And I'm kind of like, well, which one is it? Was he talking to her, or was he dealing with her like that? Because when I hear dealing, I think of like a relationship potentially. I hear maybe it got physical or whatnot. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they did date. Because I think maybe Porsha did say that at the end of the episode. But this is what Kay is saying, right? So she said that she asked him if he liked her, right? Like, you should really try something with her and see what it's going to be. You should consider that, right? And so Nosh told her, nah, I'm not trying to do any of that. And she was trying to take me out in public, but I ain't even go because I'm not trying to do that. Is that right? Why not? Why would you not try to do that? You went on a whole dating show in public, ready to date Kimberly. You didn't want to go out in public with Porsha? I mean, are you connected to Simon in some type of fashion and you didn't want those problems? That's the only thing that would make sense to me. With you being a part of that African community, Nigerian community, it makes me think you probably didn't want to be out there with her because of that. Because other than that, it don't, I mean, why not? Why would you not want to go hang out? But either way, okay, or see what it could be. So, okay. Kimberly goes on to tell Pinky that she doesn't like that Porsha did not give her a heads up. Like, you could have told me something, girl. Why you ain't let me know? So she says that she's not going to friend somebody that's pop locking and dropping it on somebody's sausage that she used to be with. That messy, honey. Cause I don't know if Porsha hunched that man or not. Now I know Kay said she hunched that man, but I don't know if that's confirmed. Like, did she hunch that? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, girl. Child. Y'all think Porsha was hunching on Nosh? That hasn't been confirmed. I don't know. It could be. Could not be. Let's keep going, honey. So Kelli arrives, and y'all know Kelly's stressed out emotionally and financially and about physically too. I don't even think Kelli came with eyelashes on. That's when you know Kelli tired. Okay. The ladies do this whole pool thing. Aiden done came out there with his shirt off and stuff. I'm like, Aiden, get in that damn house and find you something to put on. Okay? Phaedra, you can't get some other people to help these grown women out in the pool. And you got Shamia with her oars out. Anyway, child, over there deflating the damn blow up mattress. Anyway, and Aiden, you got your son in the pool. Aiden didn't even know what the hell to do. He see it sinking and he just looking like, what now, mom? And I'm like, why ain't nobody getting this lady to the side of the pool so that she could get out? What's happening? Yeah, I don't know. Okay, girl, that's your house. Do what you gonna do now. Okay, do what you gonna do. So we get to dinner time. Kimberly, they talk about, the sound bowls, how everything went, whatever the case was. Kimberly takes this as the perfect time since everybody is calm, right? Everybody chilled out. I would take this as the perfect time to address the situation with the people that I need to address it with for the most part. So she starts with Porsha. And she led off with, I come in peace, I come in calm. Child, Porsha, you a dangerous woman. People got to let you know ahead of time. Okay? They got to let you know, please. Okay? What Kanye had told Jay-Z, I know you got shooters. Please don't send them after me. I come in peace, I come in calm. Okay? So she tells her about the situation, and this is where she adds Phaedra in the mix. I learned, okay, that you, Phaedra, and Drew were plotting to expose me or whatever the case was. And Phaedra looking like, nah, what? I thought you said I just knew about it. Now I'm one of the people that was plotting with them. I thought you didn't say that earlier. That's not what you said. No, that you did not say that, Kimberly. You said that I knew about it and I told you I didn't know nothing about it, but now I'm still supposed to be one of the ones plotting with them on you? Ooh, in my house? Okay, girl. So then Porsha tells Kimberly that, girl, I would have just rather you had told me that, you ain't like me. You weren't trying to be friends with me in the beginning, girl. We really could have moved this along like much quicker. Like you could have just told me that I'm not your type. That's all you had to say. So Kimberly says, well, first, I was on guard based on what you told Kelli about her being with someone else during the BET weekend. Right? Then she said the miscarriage comment. So Porsha had been doing little things that made Kimberly be on alert. Like, okay, I gotta watch out for her because if you know some information about somebody and then on mad day you'll just throw it up in their face. Okay, I see this. Because if you'll do it to Kelli and I'm sitting here, then you'll probably do it to me. And then why would you bring up miscarriage? You didn't think of anything else it could have been, but you just want to bring up like miscarriage. It's something about I'm watching you, girl. It's something about you, and I can't put my hand on it yet, but I don't like you like that for real, right? So Porsha is over it, right? She not trying to hear Kimberly. She ready to go and all of that. Now, let me say this too before we go forward. When I first was listening to Kimberly in the car talk to Pinky, I was like, I don't know, Kay. I don't believe that, right? I was like, I feel like you called Nosh and then you asked information about Porsha and then he gave you said information. That's what I was thinking until we got to this whole sit down of them two going back and forth, and Porsha helped me change my mind. Okay. So Kimberly is like, why can't I be hurt? Why can't I be hurt? Why? Like, I'm so confused. So Porsha tells Kimberly, because you not set on understanding. Like, you not trying to understand at all. And I'm like, well, actually, Porsha, you're not understanding. Because you ain't letting her finish talking. When she was talking in the beginning, you cut her off and told her, listen, I'd rather you had just said that you ain't trying to befriend me. You ain't trying to be cool. Boop. So now she like, why can't I be her? Because you ain't trying to understand. No, you not trying to understand where I'm coming from. Let me finish it, then you could go. That's all I'm saying. Like, give me a sec. Let me get this out. And I'm with Kay because I'm like, girl, as much stress this bitch done put us through the past episode or two trying to figure out what the hell going on. And I'm Angela, bitch, I'm confused where the food at. Like, I'm Angela all day, okay? Like, girl, let her get her stuff off. Okay, let her just so we can kind of figure out what the fuck is going on. Just let her talk, girl. 1 second. Okay. So then Kimberly says that she heard that Porsha was trying to find things to expose her with. Hmm. So Porsha asked, like what? Like what, Kimberly? And Kimberly says, why would I tell you that when you already know? Nap time, class. Everybody, let's go to sleep. Nap time. Because just say it, bitch. Like, we here. Like, just say it. Like, if I plot, like, what is it, ma'am? What is it? Do I enjoy the mind games you playing with Porsha? A little piece, yes, I do. A little bit, girl, a little bit. But again, I am Angela, bitch. I'm confused. Where's the food at? Like, girl, tell me what, like what, like huh, like what, like what, like huh, like tell what is it? I feel like damn Diavion on Sister. It's these games you keep playing. One day you like him, the next you don't. One day you into him, the next you're not. You know what? You not mad because you think I like Tyreek. You mad because you still do. Like, I'm Diavion. Like, okay. Ma'am, please, one shoe. One. Ooh, I'm like, damn, Kay, like, you be making it hard, girl. I be trying to defend you, girl. I'm tired. Just tell the lady, let's air it out. We here now. So Porsha asks, why would she want to do that, right? So then Kimberly says, because she has the spirit of exposure. Because Porsha was like, so I'm trying to expose you. She was like, yeah. Why would I want to do that? Because you have the spirit of exposure. Here go Kelly. That's right. That part right there. That part right there. Girl, one thing Kelly gonna do is give you an ad lib, ain't it? What about that baby though? Now, Kelly, if somebody asked you, what about them babies though? Because you can't show them on TV. Don't say that. Just okay, girl, stop now. 1 second. Hold on. I like you though. I want you here. I do. I don't care what they talking about. I want you here. But give me 1 second, okay? So then Kimberly, she brings up no. So Phaedra was like, okay, wait a minute. So we have 1, 2, buckle my shoe, 3, 4, open the door. Is that right? So then Kimberly says, and black. Black is actually number 4. Drew, this is all Drew said. This is all Drew said was, oh my God. That's all Drew said. Kimberly snaps. Kimberly snaps. Why do you care? Ma'am. I'm sorry. Ma'am, I care because you keep bringing him up and you're bringing me into it like I'm doing something to you. And I haven't done anything, ma'am. I am confusion where the food at. Okay? I'm confusion, ma'am. So, they going back and forth. That K. Michelle taking shots at Drew or something like that. And Drew said, my resume. And she was like, well, it wasn't hard. You ain't got none or something like that. It was easy. You ain't got none. So they going back and forth. And she said, Yodelay, Yoda, your ass on out of here, girl. Yodelay, he who, nobody Drew. And it was just like, K. Michelle, the jabs landed better on Love and Hip Hop than they are right now. I'm not going to hold you, Kimberly. They landed better on Love and Hip Hop than they're landing right in this moment. I'm not going to hold you, okay? I'm so confused about the energy for Drew, and all it took was a oh my God from Drew for you to snap. But when Porsha told you, I'd rather you had said this or that. Or when Porsha, what else did Porsha say? She was like, like, all right, Kimberly, all right. You're not trying to understand. You're not trying to understand. Like, those were that's snapping moments. Because I feel like Porsha got, what did y'all say? Aggressive? Was it aggressive like Pinky? Yeah, she got, so that's when you give her that same energy back, and you didn't. And what you told her was, listen, I'm I'm being real respectful towards you right now. I'm being calm. I'm trying to get it out and tell you what it is. So you say a motherfucking thing to me, and you need to keep my name out your mouth. And what is it to you? Like, what is what's going on? You see, Drew is weak. I don't see K. Michelle as being a woman that's afraid of anybody. So is it that you care more about Porsha and you trying to be a bit more mild with it? Or you understand who Porsha is to this show? We just like for energy to be matched across the board. That's it. That's all that's really what that is. Okay, Kimberly? Um, you also took a jab at Drew's career. Let that end this season. I don't see them getting rid of K Michelle. She's too controversial in my opinion right now, and not in a bad way, like the situation that happened in the previous season, right? I do see all of these ladies returning yet again, but of course we shall see. So should you get another season, let's stop that now. That's getting tired when you try to take jabs at somebody's career. And first of all, let's be clear. Drew is now singing more. Yes, you are a singer. You have more accolades on her. You have been doing your thing, right? Well, guess what? Drew has been acting since she was a child. She got that on you, though. She got that on you, as well as her history with Real Housewives. You just now tapped into your acting. You trying to be an actress. So I'm a little confused. Is Slick damn near giving even? For me, like, why? I do feel like you're going to look back at this season, and I do think that you're going to have a change of heart. Now, I feel like should the next season start, you are going to try to maybe forge some type of better friendship with Drew. And if y'all fall out from there, it may make sense. Okay. Y'all just didn't mesh well, cool. But I feel like you would give her a chance come next season. Right. But it's like that's getting kind of old. And then you be comparing other people's regular degular or their reality careers or whatever they do to your musical career. Everybody not trying to be a musical artist. Everybody's not trying to do that. Other people are trying to do other things where they may be very successful in those areas, okay? It could be tech. You may be thinking you're doing better because you don't have to go into an office and all of that. You get to sing it. They may be living their dream working in tech. They probably got their own tech company. Like this, I'm tired of that. Let's move around. Okay, let's move around. So Kimberly tells Porsha about Nash. She's like, another thing, I would like to finish what I'm saying. But I would like to get out what it is that I'm saying because I was cut off and everybody was cutting off, including Porsha and Drew. And that's a part of the plot right there. So let me finish. Thank you. So Porsha, I talked to Nash. Yeah, and he had told me, okay, that you had been talking to him on that type of level, right? So she tells Porsha about Nash and how Porsha told him that she didn't understand how she always ends up with people's men. And Porsha said, girl, what? Who said that? I said that. Kimberly said, girl, listen, I'm just telling you what he told me. And what he told me was that you always ended up with people's men. Porsha said, well, let me tell you this then, boo. It's Atlanta. And it ain't that many men out here to select from, especially from the Nigerian community, boo. Be clear, okay? And just so you know, I didn't talk to that man when you was talking to that man. So we didn't even talk to him at the same time. So I'm a little confused as to why you even bringing that up like that, you know? And so Angela says, well, what's the harm in that? Like, I'm confused on like, what's the harm in her even talking to the man? Like, what is that about? And I feel like the harm is really just giving the same respect that you would want to receive. Right? I understand people try to relate the situation is much different when it comes to Drew and Dennis and last season and all this to that. But I feel like at the end of the day, the point was that Porsha wanted a heads up. Okay? I feel like a heads up could have been given to K Michelle as well. Just give her a heads up in case this comes up at a later time. Somebody trying to sideline you or whatever the case is, or us, you know, try to bring it up and make it a thing. Girl, I dated the man. It wasn't even that big. He cool. We friends now, and they both still seems to be friends with him now. So I feel like it could have just been that simple. Like just let her know and then keep it pushing. Okay. Kimberly, I do have a question though. Is this about Porsha dating a guy that you knew and previously, quote unquote, dated? Or is this about Porsha telling your business to Nash? Because I could have sworn she mentioned that he was telling business. I do remember her tweeting out that, you know, Kimberly was I remember Kimberly tweeting that Porsha was telling Nash her business. At least that's what I believe she was talking about. You was telling him my business. So was he telling her your business, or I guess so. What is it about? Because right now it seems like it's more about the fact that you didn't get a heads up that they dated each other. But then at a later time, it's because she was telling the business. So I'm confused a little bit, but I do know there's an issue there, and I'm with you on the just give me a heads up and let me know. Right? So y'all let me know your thoughts on that. So Porsha says at the time that she dealt with him, she and Kimberly did not know each other. I said, now wait a minute. Wait a minute. I thought y'all knew each other like going back 10 years and y'all just recently filmed a movie together. So is this an old relationship? Because how Kimberly is talking about it, this is some recent stuff that happened where y'all were recently dating. So which one is it? So did y'all not know each other or did y'all know each other? I'm so confused. So then Kimberly says, this ain't Fallon. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up, girl. Of course you're not Fallon. You weren't married to Nosh. When you had the chance to be with him, you turned it down. Like, shut up. I know they could have went on to date outside of the show and privately, maybe. I don't know. You know, they was, I guess, dating on the show, hugging. I don't know if she kissed him, can't remember, but he was courting her and stuff. Okay. But I know Fallon like, now why am I in it? Or she might be glad that she in it. I don't know. Also, another thing was that, and I don't know if I mentioned this earlier. I think my other thing is K. Michelle saying that, you know, she doesn't know what somebody else does with their hot pocket, but then go on to put him on Porsha's hot pocket. And I can't remember if I said this earlier or not, but has that been confirmed that she actually hunched on this man? Because I don't know. I mean, I guess that's what he told her. But let's not do that if we don't want that done to us. Okay? You don't want Drew attaching you to no man though. But girl, it don't. Let's keep going. I'm a little tired. So Phaedra says that she and Porsha dated the same person and she gave Porsha a heads up. I said, girl, not Phaedra being team Kimberly. Not Phaedra in the confessional being team Kimberly. Not Phaedra in the confessional talk about if they got the money for the money. Slick calling your girl Porsha a whore. And now you over here siding with Kimberly in the confessional? Because I took that as, well, when I was dating the same person as her, then, you know, I gave her a heads up. So, yeah, she could have gave, you know, Kimberly a heads up too. Okay. I don't disagree, though. I mean, it could have been, like, real simple, real quick. Like, yeah, girl, okay, we dated them. What else is going on? So, this is what had made me change my mind. When I was like, I don't know, okay, I feel like you could have did this, da-da-da-da. As I'm listening, taking my notes, Porsha does confirm that she did talk to Nosh. She said she did talk to him. Conversations were had, right? We didn't talk. Before then, we didn't talk until Kimberly was getting ready to come into this group. So when Porsha says that she talked, now you ain't really been in communication with Nosh, but when you heard that Kimberly was coming into this group, that means to me that you were aware that these two dated because you may have watched the show. Therefore, you being aware, you could have just gave her a heads up. But then also you talked to him right before she came into this group. Shit. That sounds like a lot of housewives when they talk to somebody right before someone comes into a group when they're trying to get information on them. But if y'all been friends for 10 years, as y'all say, and y'all filmed a movie together, you could just call Kay. The way Kay ass be an open book, high key, you could have really just called her. But I was ready to be on Porsha's side, like, Kay, I don't know about this, until Porsha said out her mouth that she did talk to him, and they did not talk until Kimberly was getting ready to come into this group. Shit. So then that to me kind of validates what Kimberly has been saying. You have been trying to get information on me. Girl, I can't take it. And you try to get it from Nosh. And honestly, that's what I would think Kimberly would be more upset about. would be the nosh of it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, more so whatever information was given. You trying to, pry him for information about me versus it being about the fact that she really dated somebody you dated when it don't really matter because you ain't with them now, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? I would think she would be more upset about that. And I feel like I've said that last week. So Porsha, this is where I had to, I can't give you this one either, Porsha. You proceeded to tell Kimberly that she is sensitive. Now, let me say, it don't mean she won't show up as sensitive at a later time. But in this moment, all the things that you're trying to say about her is really a representation of yourself in this moment. Because you are not taking the fact that she kind of clocking you right now. That's how it's coming from me. Like, one, you said this lady is not trying to understand when she is talking to you, and you the one not understand because you cut her off, not letting her get it out. That's one. And then two, you just called this lady sensitive, but it given you might be sensitive because now she just pulled your card and made you confess to the fact that you did talk to him when she was coming into this group. When a person is talking to somebody about a person that they're familiar with, a mutual friend, as Porsha said, as they're coming into this group, is give me the lowdown on this person, what you know about them. And that could be anything. That could be their personality. That could be how was it when y'all were together. It could be a lot of things, but it still happened. And, you only can be upset with Porsha for confirming it, because just because K. Michelle brought it to the front don't mean Porsha had to say it out her mouth. She could have continued to act like she know what the hell she's talking about, but she didn't. She said, it's a mutual friend of both of ours. He's my mutual friend, your mutual friend. And I talked to him when you were coming into this group with the rest of us. Yikes, that's crazy. Okay. So, also, yeah, so Porsha proceeds to call Kimberly sensitive or whatever. And I felt like, in this moment, Kimberly was giving you more gentleness, more kindness, okay, than she was giving to damn Drew Sidora. She was clocking you a little bit, and you really weren't trying to hear it, and it led to you telling on yourself. So Porsha says Kimberly has been trying to find an issue with her since day one. I feel like that could be true too. That's possible. She could very well could have been trying to find an issue with her, since day one. That could have been, I'm trying to find an issue with you since day one so I could get off what I'm really trying to get off, which is the situation about Nosh. Could be. Porsha could be right. Right? It also could be that, I'm stumping with the big dogs and I'm gonna come at you. As a lot of new people that come on the show do. Hey Kelly, how are you? So yeah, it could also be that as well, maybe. I don't know, girl, but that's what it is. So then Kimberly says she's trying to watch her back. Porsha said, baby, you don't got to worry about me. You do not have to worry about me. You don't have to worry about watching your back no more, because the way I ain't finna say shit else to you. I do believe they're going to have a conversation, I'm sure, at a later time. But child, not Porsha ain't finna say nothing else to you. I don't know why I thought about no screen time for some reason. And that's probably not going to happen because so many other people will likely film with Kay. But I was like, damn. It just gave that type of energy coming from Porsha. Like, this is my show. I'm not interacting with you. I'm finna pull that card from up under you because I'm not finna film with y'all. I'm not finna be talking to you. Just a little piece. And then maybe not so much. It may be a situation similar to when she said that, like, she ain't got nothing for Shamia. She's still here though, but I ain't got shit to say to her. So maybe it could have been like that too. But I was still wondering where that energy was at. When Porsha said, you ain't got to worry about it. You ain't got to worry about me, sweetheart. Yeah. You ain't got to watch your back with me because I ain't going to be around it. Where was that energy for her? Like you had it for Drew. All you said was like, I honestly don't give a fuck. Why you ain't hoop and holler? Why you ain't scream? Why you ain't yell? Girl. So Phaedra says, I think we have established, what I feel like we have established here is, at baby Kelly says that Porsha has fucked every Nigerian in Atlanta. Yo, the way Kelly slid that in, and it was so unexpected and came out of it was like, what? Like, what, girl? I think we have established something here. And what we've established is that Porsha has fucked every Nigerian in Atlanta. Girl, what? Get that lady her chains. Get that lady her baddie chains. Immediately. Immediately. Give her the baddie chains. The way Porsha whipped that neck is that is the reflex I be wanting everybody to have. When I tell you Porsha wasted no time turning around, bitch, you fuck everybody in Atlanta. You fuck that married man. Woo, 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 woo. I be wanting everybody to have that. She turned around real fast. I said, girl, go ahead. But understand, you are aggressive and you are hostile. That is aggressive. That is hostile behavior. You put your finger in that lady's face. This is the same behavior that a lot of you guys did not like that Candiace did with Monique. So if Kelly would have hauled off and punched her or hit her in the face with that glass or threw the glass on her, based on you all's logic, it's fair game, right? Oh, okay. But we're so far removed from that moment, huh? Yeah, I figure. And Porsha did put her hand in that lady's face first. So Kelly grabbed that glass just in case she needed to douse her in it. That was a mess right there. She definitely had Porsha hot. Okay, definitely had her hot. What else did Porsha do? I think, this is where Porsha accused Kelly of messing with a married preacher. And she said this person is Phaedra's client. So a lot of people are going around trying to find out who the hell this person is. And Kelly came out with her statement saying, it ain't what y'all think or whatever the case is. And that didn't happen. I don't know. Because now people are alleging that the tankards got something to do with it. I don't know how true that is. Because y'all done moved the meter too much. Y'all done said it was Jamal Bryant. Y'all done said it was Pastor Keon Child, another man. I think y'all said it was Pastor Gray or somebody. So y'all done moved the meter so damn much, I don't even know who's involved, okay? Because y'all trying to make sure this sticks. I don't know what to tell y'all. Y'all gonna do what y'all want to do. Why? Because it's just how y'all is, okay? But that's what's said. So Porsha was upset. And it was what it was, okay? It was what it was. Good show. Good show, ladies. Good show. Y'all better be out here earning that check. I know that's right. Baby, when I tell y'all Kelly has been on Porsha since her first season, I don't think they're gonna ever be friends. I don't think it's gonna ever happen again. But thank you so much for the super chat, Brandon. Donation to the Pray for Jamie Fund. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat, Baby Hustler. You are hilarious. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Audrey Thomas, thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Thank you for the super chat. What is it, JJ? Or is that JI? Child, I'm gonna say J. Thank you for the super chat. Does Kimberly want a heads up about R. Kelly and the football player 2K is not making sense? I wonder. I would say no. I would say no, she does not want a heads up about them. Because one, Porsha already put that in her book. So Kay may have known about that already. The football player was a very, very long time ago, right? So I would say no, but I would think she would want the heads up about Nosh because this happened, like last year when she was supposedly on the show or with him or whatever the case was, in addition to the Porsha saying that she did reach out to the man when she learned that Kimberly was coming onto the show. So I feel like that's why but see, that's the thing too. That's why she wants the heads up, but it's also like, but which one is it? Is it the heads up that they know each other, or the heads up that bitch you over here trying to get information about me? Okay. But let's see. Thank you so much for the super chat. Juicy Mo, in the words of Lil Kim, okay, Kimberly is a bag of peanuts. I'm screaming. I thought she said pecans. Maybe she said both. Thank you so much for the super chat. All right. Let me see what else y'all saying in the chat. Then I'm gonna hop off of here in a second. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for the super chat. Oh, interesting. You think so? Porsha keeps looking to Phaedra for confirmation because they're doing another scandal with misinformation. Now, I'm not going to rule that out. And the other reason why I'm not, I haven't really noticed that she's been looking at Phaedra a lot, but I just noticed that when they were on the bus and Porsha was about to expose it, Phaedra stopped her. So that definitely gave the vibes of what happened a few seasons back for sure. Thank you so much for the super chat, Natia. I got here late, but wanted to show love because you keep us entertained. Thank you so much, girl. Thank you, thank you. Let's see. Oh, thank you so much, T. Ashley, for the super chat. Great commentary, Jamie. Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, I tried to, tag people equally. Let's see. That's funny. Kelli has been moving like Kenya with Porsha. Hold on. What did this one say? I thought that first Porsha and Kimberly didn't even know each other when she was dating dudes. So how is this girl code? But see, and that's what I thought so Porsha said they didn't know each other, right? But when she introduced her onto the show, right? And we also understand all of the things when they say, oh, I know this person, they choose the person for you to come on the show with. However, they had pictures together from their past of them knowing each other and also recently worked on a movie together. So I'm thinking they is friends. Now, Porsha's saying they not friends. So now I am confusion because if it's not about girl code and her getting the heads up, then feel a way about Porsha confirming that she did reach out to him when she learned that she was coming on the show. Girl, I was not. And now I'm thinking about what Porsha said about Kelli in the beginning when she said, oh, she want to spill her own tea. That's all I could think about too. When Porsha, I was like, Porsha, not you. So you did reach out to him. Now, maybe in the next episode, Porsha will further explain that, make it make sense in some fashion. But as of right now, I was really on something like, nah, okay, I don't know about this. But when I heard Porsha say, I said, oh shit. So you did. You did hit that man up when you found out she was coming to the group. That's literally plain as day. And if don't nobody want to see that, y'all don't want to see it. But if it was on somebody like a Wendy Osefo or somebody over there on Potomac, y'all would see it. If it was somebody else, right? And that's another thing I want to say. Like, when it comes to Kelli and Shamia, people feel so much that they believe it to their core that Shamia tells Kelli things and Kelli blurts it out. No, Kelli does that because she wants to. But if you want to believe that, why is it hard for you not to believe what's in front of you? Porsha said it out her mouth. Out her mouth. You'll create your own story because you don't like Shamia. But when it comes to Porsha saying it out her own mouth, y'all don't want to believe it. Like, girl, what? Now, whether she used anything, whether she got any information, IDK, whether she was plotting on K. Michelle at the time that K. Michelle said she was plotting, I don't know. Right? But why else? If you got somebody coming onto a show and then you call it, like, yeah, you trying to find out something. That's a mess. But okay, girl. Let's see. It's giving Phaedra running with lies for Porsha Goofy. It's giving Phaedra running lies for Porsha Goofy ass. It's to say out loud. Another Kandi who said that. Porsha bye. She said it was Phaedra's client. Listen, I said what I said. Let's see. Porsha would have stumped Kelli. Listen. Now listen, that Porsha bout would have wore Kelli out though. It's very possible. But if Kelli would have blind Porsha with that damn wine, Kelli might have had the upper hand. but listen, the way Porsha got up, yeah. It looked like Kelli would have got wore out. All right, y'all. I'm about to hop off. I thank you all so much for being here. Definitely like up the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm JamiThatsMe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one, honey. Bye.
Yeah, family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'm never politicking the drama.